Now, let's look at the other angle, the opposite angle. Some people today are saying, well, why do we have to follow anything? We are a spirit soul. Because sometimes people do that. Instead of coming to Krishna consciousness to get rid of the defects, they bring the defects to Krishna consciousness. Right? And then they want to make them into a Krishna consciousness. Right? So we have to be careful with those things. Because we come into Krishna consciousness to become pure, to purify ourselves, to make progress, to advance. Because we are inside the material form. It says here, Prithu Maharaj, he is God. Why he has to practice this process? He's God. Why God has to follow anything? Why? Because it says there that he is coming to give example for us. So we need to practice everything. Right? Now when he says we practice everything, what do we need to practice? I was looking at this. This is a verse that a lot of devotees repeat and a lot of devotees memorize. In fact, we should all memorize it. We should all know it as devotees. Where is it? Shruti smriti puranadi pancharatra vidim vina aikantiki harer bhaktir utpatayaiva kalpate. This verse, very often Srila Prabhupada quotes this verse. Shruti smriti puranadi. He says devotional service must observe, must respect Shruti Smriti Puranadi. So devotional service must respect Shruti. Devotional service must respect Smriti. Devotional service must respect the Puranas. Yeah? So, if there is a person that is not observing the Shrutis, is not observing the Smritis, but is chanting, huh? Is he alright? Is he not alright? We don't know. Let's hear what Krishna says. Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literature is an unnecessary disturbance in society. So if a devotee is practicing something that looks like devotional service, but his devotional service is ignoring Shruti Smriti Puranas, then that's a disturbance. It creates a disturbance in the world, in society, in the temple, in the ashram. It says, such activities are born out of speculation and therefore they only superficially resemble an unalloyed devotion. Only superficial. They look like devotion, but they're not, because they're not respecting Smriti. No? It says, Bhaktir aikantiki veyam avicharat pratiyate vastu tastu tatanaiva yat asastriya tekshyate. Disrespecting Vedic injunctions falls in the category of atheism. So, it says here that if you are practicing devotional service, but your devotional service disrespect the Smritis, disrespect the Shrutis, disrespect the Puranas, your devotional service looks like devotional service. It resembles unalloyed devotional service. But in fact, it falls under the category of atheism. Huh? So you're practicing atheism, really? Do you want to know? Unless your devotional service is observing dharma, is going with Shruti Smriti, you are practicing atheism. You think, yeah, I'm doing right. I'm doing very good. Before I could only do kiri 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 kiri. Now I can do kiri 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 kiri. I'm more advanced now. So these are misconceptions. No? So nowadays in the West, because society is ruled by demons, as I was saying, people is trained and taught to do everything that is wrong. No? People is trained. We were talking yesterday about pride, for instance. People is, I don't know if you are familiar with cinema and television, but When I was a little child, in television there was the Lone Ranger. I don't know if anybody heard it. It was a gentleman that used to go on a horse, and we never knew where he came from. He used to live behind a white mountain. But he will appear every time there was a problem, and he will rescue and sort all the problems. He was a Lone Ranger. It means a man that goes on a horse, but he's lonely. Eh? And this man, he never took advantage of anybody. He always was very proper, but he wore a mask because he didn't want anybody to know who he was. So the Lone Ranger was some kind of television show every day it went on. And I only bring in this to show that 50 years ago, the television, the media, the press will show society persons of good character as heroes. 50 years later, now the hero in television and cinema is James Bond. James Bond looks good. He has a nice suit, he drives a good car, he wears a good watch, he has a fancy pen. But he goes around taking other men's women. Is that good or bad? It's bad. It's bad. But this man is MI5. He's representing the British security, British Secret Service. So this is topmost man in government. So now they show in society, here is your hero now. This is your hero. You worship this man. What does he do? Shoot people and goes off with someone else's woman. What hero is that? So societies move from good character onto good personality. So now you don't have to be good. You just have to look good. If you look good, if you drive a good car, you have a good watch, you have a good suit, you gel the hair. You know, nowadays in the West, people have to gel the hair in a pointy bit here. I don't know, you notice. So then you're okay. Never mind what you do. So, you can see that the demons, because they are the ones that show us television and make us the films and give us this, to replace our sacred knowledge, to replace our original stories. Mahabharata is full of stories. Mahabharata is full of tales in which we learn knowledge. Whereas this television is tales, stories, but we learn bad things. So the demons are giving us television, the demons are giving us cinema. So we learn the wrong things. Right? Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, they tell us one should observe devotional service that respect the shrutis, that respect the smritis. So maybe one can ask, I never seen a smriti. Who's seen a smriti here? Put your hand up. But we should observe devotional service that respect the smritis. We've never seen a smriti. What a smriti looks like. How many smritis there are? What does the smritis say? What does the smritis teach? You know? So I'm just going to pick up a little bit. This is the Manusmriti, because Prabhupada describes in the Bhagavad Gita, if we have a Bhagavad Gita here, if I go to chapter 16, verse 7, in Bhagavad Gita, where are we? Here. It says, as for behavior, there are many rules and regulations guiding human behavior, such as the Manu Samhita. Manu Samhita or Manusmriti, no? Which is the law of the human race. So the Manu Samhita is the law of the human race and the code of behavior. So how we should conduct in this world is written in this book. Okay? It says, even up to today, those who are Hindu follow the Manu Samhita. Now, in the Manu Samhita it is stated clearly that a woman should not be given freedom. That does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves. Nowadays, we have these movements like feminism. They say, oh, men abuse women, that's why now women want to be free. So we will not be abused. No? But Srila Prabhupada explaining, Manu Samhita described clearly that a woman should not be given freedom. That does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. Children are not given freedom, but that does not mean that they are kept as slaves. The demons have now neglected these injunctions, and they think that women should be given as much freedom as men. However, this has not improved the social condition of the world. So who gives freedom to women? Who gives position to women? Who is making women president? The demons. Prabhupada says here, the demons have neglected these injunctions. In Germany they have now Prime Minister, it's a lady, Merkel. They say she's doing very good. In Britain at some point they had Margaret Thatcher. In Israel they have Golda Meir. In Pakistan they had Miss Bhutto. In Sri Lanka they had Sri Badarayanaika. She's not there now, but in India they used to have Sonia Gandhi, not in charge of the country, but in charge of a party. So all these women being put into power, especially in India. Is that here? Is that written here? No. So who do those things? The demons. So easy to know who's a devotee and who is a demon. Yeah? Because the demons do the opposite of what Krishna says. In fact, the demons are very, very clever. Sometimes more clever than we. Because the demons learn this very good. And then they do this. They practice the opposite. It works. It works because this is perfect knowledge. Here it says, Chatur Varnyamaya Shristam. Society, in order for society to have peace, divisions must be there. Chatur Varnyamaya Shristam. So what do the karmis preach? What do the demons do? They give equality. It's the opposite of divisions. Isn't it? So they give us equality. Who gives equality?
Demons.
The demons. The scriptures don't give equality. In the spiritual world, there is only one male, Purushottam, the supreme enjoyer. Purusha, enjoyer, Uttama, supreme. Purushottam, he is male. Everyone else is Prakriti. Means everyone else is like female, because we are meant to serve God. So in the spiritual world, there's no problem. But we are not in the spiritual world. We're here. So what are we to do here?